Good evening, Facebook. Hi, I'm Cathy Novicky for Champions Over Cancer, and this is day 51 of my 90-day Facebook Live Champions Over Cancer challenge. And today, I wanted to talk about a poem that I had liked yesterday on Facebook, and it was called A Buddhist Vision, and I'm going to read it, and then we're going to talk about it. If you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. But if you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. And that's what I said. Cancer as a lesson plan? Really? Well, when I look back, it really was. And the way I dealt with it, which was individual to me, I think I incorporated a lot of this poem. And when you're going through your initial treatment, the diagnosis, that diagnostic stage, your surgeries, if you need, surgeries, chemotherapy, radiation, it is painful. There's a lot of side effects, and it's hard not to focus on the hurt. But I would go away. When I was getting chemo, I would daydream, and I would doze a little bit. They give you a lot of drugs when you get chemo. And but I would dream about vacations and wondrous retreats and spa pampering. And yeah, was it a daydream? Was it a fantasy? Sure, you call it anything you want, but it took me out of my body and in my head to someplace else where life was better, where it wasn't as hard. And it helped me. Cancer kicks you. It kicked me. But I punched and kicked back because I'm a fighter, not a physical fighter. But I don't give up. And that is true with many things in my life. If you know me personally, you probably know some of those issues. But that experience, that cancer experience, it did make me stop. And anyone who is married, has children, is working, has that work-life balance, and knows that you run pretty much 24/7, and you don't take a lot of time for yourself. You really, really, really have to put yourself first and plan time for yourself, because you give so much of yourself to everyone else. That cancer forced me to stop and look and question my life. I'm just glancing at my notes. What had I learned from it? What knowledge had I acquired? And what changes did I make, or did I want to make? And I'm still learning about the changes afterwards. And I think for me that was the big mountain in front of me, that your new normal, and everything, your body will, your red blood cell count will come up, and you won't be anemic, and you'll be able to, you won't be as fatigued, and your scars will heal, yada yada yada. I know that. I mean, I can connect the dots with how many incision lines I have. But it did make me, that new normal, that mountainous thing that was in front of me that I couldn't go over or get around. And it was, then I was called cancer free, and now I'm a survivor. Well, it just, that I have such issue with that word, and because for me it holds you in the past. I ask people all the time when I talk about this face to face with someone, I said, have you ever been in a motor vehicle accident? And 9 out of 10 people will say, well, yeah. So then I ask them, do you call yourself a motor vehicle accident survivor? Because I don't. So why should I be called a breast cancer survivor now that I don't have breast cancer? It's in my past. I don't want to live in my past. And that was one of the lessons that I learned, and I continue to learn every day, because I want to look ahead. I want to look down the road. I want to go forward, and forward is living, and living is growing and gaining wisdom and passing this wisdom on. And if I can help one woman, sorry guys, I know you get it too, but a very little percentage. If I could help one woman, A, not get breast cancer at all, for whatever advice I could pass on, or B, help one woman not suffer as much through that acute therapy and that horrible time in their life, or one woman after cancer, when she is cancer free, as my latest article that I read said, patient with no evidence of disease. It sounds very clinical, but I think they're actually trying to reword it. And they made us, it was the, I don't know what society it was out of, but it was in a medical journal, and it was, they actually talked about the phases of cancer, and that's what I speak to, because I call the cancer-free community. This is not a new population, but it is a massive number, 14 million people in the United States. It is a population, and it's a subpopulation of the cancer continuum that is not getting enough attention, because we've been diagnosed, we've been treated, and now they've said goodbye and good luck. And luck, you can't live on luck. I think there's a lot of things that luck has a lot to do with, but you need to make your own luck too. And that means being your own advocate and learning the lessons that life has taught you. And so if cancer was my lesson plan, I don't know, I must have really, really, really made somebody angry, because I think I've had my quota of challenges. That's not a whine, it's not a complaint, it's just a statement. So if you focus on the lesson, you'll continue to grow. And I think that's very, very true. And that's why I am on Facebook Live now for 51 days in a row. Sometimes it's twice in one day, because my bedtime seems to be coming later and later. I'm working on that, because it's not working for me. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at my cat laying in the chair. So that's it for tonight. It's very short, but I think it's very meaningful. And it's absolutely individual, because you bring to the situation your life, your past, your history, your personal, your medical, your personality, everything. And what you go through in acute therapy is absolutely personal also, because the treatment is individualized, and while it may be the same recipe for the gal next to me, I might experience different things than she does. So therefore, what lessons you learn and your personality and how you learn, et cetera, is how you come out on the other side. And I believe that to be put through anything, to have challenges, and we all do, there must be something that we learn, something good must come out of it. And I do look for that. And Jay and I have had our challenges and have looked for that, if you want to call it that, silver lining. And it doesn't come handed to you on a platter, silver platter, but something, you have to take that experience in your life and you have to use it for something positive. Otherwise, you will have suffered for nothing. So, this is my theme for the evening, and I think, to me, it makes a lot of sense. I believe that the cancer-free community is, as I said, being largely neglected, and while early treatment and fundraising for early treatment and targeted therapies and research is absolutely phenomenal and has gotten the medical society to where people are living longer. Cancer is not a death sentence. It seems that, though, the moment you hear the word, and that you have to get over that. And some people will say that's the mountain in front of them. And at the time it absolutely was. But on the trek, on this trail and path, you learn that some mountains, you get over because you're literally pushed over it by so many factors. But when you're done with treatment, you're done. And there's nobody there pushing you, or no substances pushing you, or the radiation glow department pushing you. And so you have to find it in yourself and find the answers. And that's what was so frustrating to me, was that I couldn't find answers to questions that I had after treatment. And people looked at me, people that I work with in the medical profession, they were like, yeah, that's a really good question, but we don't know the answer. And we don't know who to refer you to or to talk to you. So that is what caught me. And that was my mountain. And I'm just a little way up yet. My sustainability, is that a word, is I'm still working on it. And I'm 7 years out. But that's 7 years that I've gained and learned and watched my family grow and lived. So, and I will continue to fight and kick cancer's you-know-what and fight for this population that I now am a part of, that I didn't sign up for. Nobody does. But so when you're there, you have to be your own advocate and make your own way. So let's help. Champions Over Cancer is here as reference to find what you need to get over that mountain. Perhaps a goat or a donkey might help, but I'm not quite sure. So with that little image in my mind, I'm going to say good night. It's early. It's not midnight yet. It's only 10 o'clock. And tomorrow is Sunday, and it will be day number 52. And I am off, so you'll just have to catch me when you catch me. So I hope everyone is home, safe, tucked in, and well. And until tomorrow, for Champions Over Cancer, I'm Cathy Novicky, and good night and peace.